Where's the rice? Okay.
Wait, another one. Oh, another one.
Beautiful, honey.
Wait.
Do it again. Do it again.
Come on, we're serious. Wait. My flash takes too long.
My BlackBerry is going nuts.
Sorry, you need to get it. Who's next?
Together?
We had to move. We have like
Say hi, Abby.
okay, everybody else fill in behind. Any grandparents or hi grandparents? The extended family.
I don't want you to get bit, buddy.
It didn't pour rain yet.
I know, it's definitely a blessing. I heard from like 3 other reports.
Oh, don't go
it would be,
down,
like,
you're gonna get dirty.
spotty and
Yeah?
60% chance of rain. Look at it.
Let him run
Straight up
around
just for
forever.
us. That's what the weather channel said.
You say cheese.
Say cheese. Good, Carden. Nice. Yes.
Yeah, way to go, guys.
Carden. Cheese.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yay, we don't have a crying kid. Right?
There you go, guys.
You were crying, no? Or was
Give me
you?
5, buddy.
I'm not a dark person. What's your name? You're too tiny.
Now, when you finish eating, okay, and maybe we ought to give a few minutes for those who have finished eating, there are trash receptacles behind the curtains here that you can deposit your used utensils and plates into. So, but for those who are still eating, that's fine. We can just wait until the end of the program to do that. So why don't we give you a couple of minutes? Any of them?
Family and friends this afternoon. Just to be here with our kids. I'm so happy now. It's not just because of the wedding. I'm more happy because I have finally a son. I have 3 daughters. But finally I have a boy. My first one. And congratulations to both of you. Gracias le doy a nuestro Padre Celestial por haberme dado la oportunidad de existir y el gran honor de bendecirme por ser tu madre, la persona que te dio la vida. Muchas veces yo no alcanzo a entender o a imaginar qué tantas cosas buenas hice en mi vida, en mi preexistencia. I'm sorry. I cannot do it. I'm sorry.
As I've been pondering about what to say about my youngest son, it's going to be hard to say it because I'm the baby of my family, my husband's the baby of his family, and Andy, even though he's a twin, he is the baby of the family because he's the youngest of the 2. And so is Evelyn. So, I mean, this is very tender right now. And Andy really was a joy to raise. Both he and Tim were just so enjoyable to raise. The first couple of years are hard as twins, but then they're just always wonderful and happy because they have each other. They're always happy to have each other. There's a few things that I've been thinking about related to Andy. You know, he is the youngest of the Paulus boys to get married by a few months, younger than Matt was. And he, as a little boy, was actually the youngest to rollerblade. He was 4. And he was also 4 when he was riding a bike. He was just so anxious. He was only 9 months when he was walking. He was just one of those little children that wanted to get going and moving and do everything that the older brothers were doing.
I couldn't have hoped for someone better than my sister. She's such a sweet person. I always knew she was going to be the first one to get married. She's going to take care of me. She's taking care of all of us.
Practice or plan anything, I just wanted to say from the heart. So I just wanted to congratulate both you guys. And I'm so happy to have Andy in our family now. He is such a sweetheart and just as pure of heart as Evelyn, and just as beautiful as a soul as Evelyn. And I'm so glad to have them come together.
The Paulus twins, Tim and Andy, for I guess now going on 17 years. The first time I met them, we were put on the same kindergarten soccer team. And we got to know each other a little bit later. I moved into their neighborhood, and I remember not really being able to get along with them at all. I came home from Cub Scouts once, and I told my mom, I said, you know what, I really hate those Paulus twins. I don't think I'll ever get along with them. I don't ever want to go to Cub Scouts again. So, obviously things changed. We got over some of our differences, and going on that 17 years of experience, I guess I would probably direct my comments towards Evelyn on the 3 things that I think that you need to know to get along with the Paulus. The first thing, Andy snores a lot. Really badly. So I would definitely say go to bed like half an hour or something before him. Because that's what we would always do. We'd make him stay up, because otherwise none of us would get to sleep. The second thing, he has a great affinity for young adult fiction. He likes Harry Potter a lot. He's brought Harry Potter on a lot of our trips. I even actually heard about him going on a backpacking trip a couple weeks ago and wearing a Twilight shirt the entire backpack. So I've got pictures. And the last thing, there will be disagreements in marriage, as with anything. And I found the best way to kind of negotiate with Andy if there's a disagreement is the brute force method.
Probably don't know, I'm the twin brother of Andy. Probably half of you know that, half of you don't. I'm Tim Paulus. Good to meet you. Anyways, there's advantages and disadvantages of growing up, especially with having a twin. One of the advantages is you're always there with like a friend, and so and you can always talk to them and stuff. But as of late, he's moved down to his new apartment. And so I don't know what I'm going to do now, like he's not there, and so, you know, what am I going to do? Anyways, I have a better roommate now, and a prettier one too. Anyways, back in high school, I was always taller than Andy, but towards the senior year and after his missions, something happened, I don't know what happened, you know, he somehow got taller than me, and anyways, but there's still something I still got him. There was 6 minutes before he got out, so I always got those 6 minutes on your little brother. Anyways, just to break the ice a little bit, I'd like to just tell a couple stories. I'm not sure if they'd be good as Christians. He set the bar pretty high, so I'll just tell a couple memorable experiences we had. In high school in 2006, we thought it'd be a pretty good joke between some of our, because we were in the band in high school, not like a rock band, just like, you know, playing little flutes and stuff. Anyways, we're in the band, and we decided to buy fake mustaches and these like copper glasses, and so for the whole week we were in Washington, D.C., we wore those, and people thought we were like, you know, undercover cops, or they thought we were like, you know, from bands like Franz Ferdinand or something, I don't know. It was just a memorable experience, just going all over, and we called it sabotaging Washington, D.C. and stuff, but we went to the Smithsonian. It was just a good experience. Another one I like, I'm not sure, probably half of you have seen the picture. Andy and I decided, because we had really long hair back when we were seniors in high school, and I decided to cut a mullet, and he decided to cut his bangs off and wear fake mustaches for a while at school. And then we went and decided to go to Walmart and take pictures, and so you guys might have seen it. But it was just another memorable experience. Some other things that we did was one year during one of these band tours, we decided to wear different kind of suits, and we acted like English gentlemen. And we bought wine glasses at BI, and then we brought Gatorade around with us, and we made pipes. It didn't go through; it just looked like it. And so we acted like English gentlemen, and I thought it was funny. I'm not sure. I pictured that, just a bunch of like, you know, hooligans in suits, like walking around San Diego thinking they're cool. But so that was just another memorable experience.
Everybody for being here and share the happiness of Andrew and Evelyn. I'm pretty happy for them. Evelyn. I still can't believe my little girl is married. My youngest girl, I really can't believe it. We have a great time together for a few years, 20 years. I lead you to bed. I know everything. He's going to take care of you. So we did the best. All the happiness in the world. His life. I love you guys.
I have a couple of remarks. I hope I can maintain my composure, but when we heard that Tina was pregnant with twins, we were absolutely overjoyed. And many people came up to us and told us that they would be a great blessing in our lives. And many of the people who talked to us had had twins themselves. And they were absolutely right. To have two twin boys to be the last two children that we have had was very fitting for us and very emotional. But I thought I would share a couple of things. Both these boys carry the names of family members who have passed away. Tim's middle name is Daniel, and he was named after Danny Whitley, who, after a long struggle with cancer, was not able to live to maturity. And he was a wonderful young man. His parents are here today. And
we paid tribute to him by naming Timothy Daniel Paulus. Now Andy also carries a very special name. His middle name is Nicholas. He was our third son. And we lost him in an automobile accident in 1985. And we thought it was appropriate that both these young men carry names that we do not want to forget. And Andy and Tim have both carried those names with great honor and distinction. Now, we are overjoyed with the fact that Evelyn Guanuna is coming into our family. What a beautiful young lady she is. And I'd like to say something to the Guanunas. Whatever you did, please help us figure it out, because you have three beautiful daughters. And, we pay tribute to you. And as I conclude, I wanted to share words related to what a husband should be like and what a wife should be like. And the words come from one of my favorite men who I've become acquainted with through reading. His name is Joseph Smith. And these comments were made by him back in the mid-1800s. And I wanted to share this with you, Andy. This comes from Joseph Smith's own mouth. Marriage is an institution of heaven, instituted in the Garden of Eden. It is the duty of a husband to love, cherish, and nourish his wife, and cleave unto her and none else. That is found in D&C 42:22. He ought to honor her as himself, and he ought to regard her feelings with tenderness, and she is his flesh and his bone, designed to be a help unto him, both in temporal and spiritual things, one unto whose bosom he can pour all his complaints without reserve, who is willing, being designed, to take part of his burden, to soothe and encourage his feelings by her gentle voice. It is the place of the man to stand at the head of the family, not to rule over his wife as a tyrant, neither as one who is fearful or jealous that his wife will get out of her place and prevent him from exercising his authority. It is the duty to be a man of God, for a man of God is a man of wisdom, ready at all times to obtain from the Scriptures the revelations and from on high such instructions as are necessary for the edification, salvation of his household. I give you the same recommendation and counsel. Now, Evelyn, in a speech given to the Relief Society sisters in Nauvoo, this is what Joseph Smith said to the women of the church. Once again, this is to the women of the church. You need not be teasing your husbands because of their deeds, but let the weight of your innocence, kindness, and affection be felt, which is more mighty than a millstone hung around the neck. Not war, not quarreling, not contradiction or dispute, but meekness, love, purity. These are the things that should magnify you in the eyes of all good men. When a man is borne down with trouble, when he is perplexed with care and difficulty, if he can meet a smile instead of an argument or a murmur, if he can meet with mildness, it will calm his soul and soothe his feelings. When the mind is going to despair, it needs a solace of affection and kindness. When you go home, never give a cross or unkind word to your husbands, but let kindness, charity, love crown your works henceforth. I give that counsel also to you. I believe that this is very good counsel, not just for this beautiful couple right here, but for all of us. And I leave this with you. with a tremendous wish of luck and good fortune for both of you. Thank you.